Hi guys, now that I've shown you the user interface in the menu after you log in from Canva, I'm going to show you the major design interface and also the major tools that you can use while using Canva. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to start by creating a blank document. If you look here in the templates, you'll notice there isn't an option to create a blank document, but there is a button here that says Use Custom Dimensions. I'm going to click on that, and you can set it to be pixels, millimeters, or inches. So wherever you are in the world, whether you use metric or standard, you can create documents of any size, which is pretty cool. If you're working with a specific pixel number, you can also set that to make a document that's exactly the size you need. I'm going to make a document that's exactly the same size as an 8.5 by 11 inch piece of paper. I click Design, and you'll see that it will open up a blank 8.5 by 11 document. Welcome to the Canva design interface. I'm going to show you now the major tools within Canva. As soon as our document loads, you'll see a few buttons around the document. You'll see a duplicate button here, or copy this page as it says. You can also add a new blank page beneath that. The page number is here by its side, and that little four-way cursor pops up that allows you to drag the pages up and down in the document if you're creating a PDF, which an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper would be perfect for creating a PDF. You can create a new page just like that, and you can drag it up and down by doing that. Pretty easy. To delete a page, click the trash can. Okay, let's get into the major design tools. If we go over here to the far left, you'll see 5 sections: Search, Layouts, Text, Background, and Uploads. Let's start with Search. Within the Search menu, there are 9 different categories: grids, frames, shapes, lines, illustrations, icons, photos, charts, and I love Canva, which you'll see what that means later. For the grids, if you click on it, this gives you a ton of photo grids, and if you've ever used an app like PicStitch, you'll know exactly what these are. These are not the pictures that come with it, but if you were to upload your own photo, you could drag it into one of these frames and create a document with multiple frames, just like that. I'm going to get rid of this because I don't want that, but that is what the grids do. I'll close it and open Frames. Frames operate in kind of the same way. However, you can drag these in as single elements. They don't have to take up the entire page like the grids do. There are also multiple shapes of grids and different patterns. I like this one for a little name placard. I'll type my name here and I'll drag in a picture of my face, maybe from my Facebook or from my Instagram. Get rid of that. Let's go back. Shapes have just exactly what you would think, shapes. All different kinds and styles. You can select any of them and they'll drop right into the document. You can manipulate those shapes inside the document, but I'll get into that in just a moment. Let's go back and close Shapes. Lines has all kinds of different lines that you can drop into your design, and you can of course change the size, change the color, all of that within the Canva design tools. Illustrations has all kinds of awesome multicolored vector graphics that you can drop in. They're free, most of them, and you can create them of any size because they are scalable, meaning that they will not become pixelated no matter what quality of document you're working on. Pretty great. Go ahead and delete that. Close out of Illustrations. Icons allows you to add those flat iOS 9 style icons that are becoming so trendy and popular. There are a ton of icons. Almost every time that I've searched for something, I've been able to find an icon that I wanted. Here's a bowling pin, for example. I mean, they have everything. It's really cool. If you can't find what you're looking for, look for my later lecture all about the other external design resource websites that I provide. You'll be able to find it there. Closing out of icons, we can go to Photos, and Canva also has access to tons of really nice looking photos. They're not your usual stock photography that seem kind of cold and lifeless. There are some really nice stock photos in here. For instance, this workspace, or let's scroll down and find a good one. Here's a typewriter. That looks trendy. That looks nice. I would like that. Pretty sweet. There's an ocean. And that is the photos. Let's close out of that. Charts allows you to add graphs, but you can't manipulate the data just yet. It's more for if you know that your data is 10%, you can add in a graphic to show 10%. If you want to show a pie graph, you can drop in a pie graph as well. So it's not as customizable as one would like it to be, but it's better than nothing, and it looks great. These are awesome for making infographics, which we'll talk about a little bit later. I Heart Canva includes just some graphics about Canva. So if you're going to include maybe made with Canva or created on canva.com, you can drop one of these in your design, and it really easily allows you to create Canva-related posts. So that is all inside of the Search tab. As you can see, there are over 1 million images that you have access to on Canva. It's pretty awesome for this being a free account. Let's move on to layouts next, and this is similar to the grids section, but in the layout section, these take up the entire page. So you can do this here where you drop in one of those layouts. Here's one of the other layouts. I could imagine these being really good for family photos or maybe some type of promotional poster. There are layout after layout after layout, all completely free. Moving on to text, you can add heading text, subheading text, and body text. And loading below here are lots of really beautiful typographic designs that you can drag in and use to your advantage. I'm going to get rid of this because I actually don't want that layout. Looks like it's having some trouble loading, so I'm going to reload it. If this happens, it helps to just go to one tab and then back to the other, and it will reload. If worse comes to worse, on Canva, just refresh the page, and it will ask you if you want to. Just say yes. Usually, 9 times out of 10, this fixes my problem if I refresh the page and then go back to the section I want, just like that. Within the text category, you can see all of these awesome typographical designs that you can just drop in, and I'm going to change, oh, there we go. You can see that that was easy. I dropped it in, the text is there. Let's say I really liked this banner. I can throw this up here at the middle of my design. Let's change the background to red. Let's change the text to black. There we go. And there we go. That was easy. Drop and change the color and you're done. There are designs and designs and designs. There are so many to pick from. This isn't even all of them. They're not loading right now due to the internet speed at my apartment. But you can see these are so easy to just drop in, and they're beautiful. They look like anything that you would see on Pinterest or things that might be made by professional graphic designers, but you can do it yourself on Canva. You can also just drop in text of your own and select from the tons of different fonts on Canva. Of course, you can change the size and the color. You can select from these colors here or select your own by dragging or typing in the hex code if you know the hex code for the color, which I never do unless I paste it from the internet. So I like that minty green, and I think I'm going to keep it. In order to change the formatting, you can click on your text, click this triangle drop down, and you can set it to be all uppercase, make it a list with bullet points, or orient the text left, center, or right, just like you would in a Word document. You can even set the text spacing to be bigger or smaller depending on what you need in your design. You can copy this text. You can create a link within this text so that when you share this image, or in a PDF, I guess, you could click on the text and it would bring up a link. Transparency allows me to set the transparency of the text if I'm overlaying text on some type of design, some type of background. Pretty awesome. And when I have another element in my design, I can move this forward or backwards as a layer to be on top of something or underneath something. So let's change that actually so that I can see the words that I wrote. Let's change the text spacing. There we go. So that is the text tool. The background tool allows you to search backgrounds by color, which is pretty awesome, or use some of the free backgrounds that Canva provides. There are paid backgrounds as well as paid templates for each of these features here, but there are so many that are free that it really doesn't even seem to make a difference. I'll show you where to get free images later that don't require any attribution, and also how to get free images that do require a minor attribution, and I'll teach you how to do that later. But for now, let's just go ahead and click on one of the backgrounds that's already in place that's free. I just added that, and I think that looks okay, but I think I want to make it a little more textured. There we go. I want to change the font to something a little thicker, maybe a little fatter. There we go. That looks good, and let's make this darker. There we go. Welcome. Maybe this is a promotional banner for an event. Who knows? There's that. So you can change your background really easily with the click of a button. And the more you scroll down, the more you'll see that these are paid, and they look awesome, but they're paid. In order to add them, you just click like any other picture, but until you pay, you'll see the Canva watermark show up over the picture. You'll see that in just a moment. There it is. When you go to download your photo, if you click download, it will prompt you to pay $1 for that image, which really, if you think about it, is not a lot, especially for one of those royalty-free images. That brings me to the download menu as well that I forgot to mention. Clicking on the download button allows you to download your image as a JPEG for the web, a PNG, which is higher quality. You can download it as a standard PDF or a print quality PDF, which is a really nice feature. If you click the Options drop-down, you can print all pages in your design, pages in a range. You can even choose to publish it with crop marks and bleed to where you could send it to a printer and they would know how to cut it so that you could remove that white border around the edge of your design. Pretty awesome. I'm going to change it back to one of the free backgrounds. Let's go with that. I like this one. And next I'm going to show you the Uploads category. Within Uploads, you can view your uploaded photos, you can connect your Facebook account and view photos from your Facebook, or you can click this Upload Your Own Images button to upload an image from your computer itself, which is pretty fantastic. Let's say I was going to upload this icon of Google Chrome. It uploads right here, and then it pops up ready to drop into my design. Pretty easy to do. Now, you can view information about this, and you can name it and even delete it if you don't like it or don't want it in your library. One last tool I want to tell you about is Zoom. If you find that you're working on a design but you can't really see what you're working on, there's a zoom tool here on the left. Zoom out and zoom in. So if you zoom in, you can go way up close to your design to see exactly the things that you want to see. I'll zoom out to my viewable range there. The share button allows you to share with friends either in a Facebook post, a tweet, or an email. And alternatively, you can copy and paste the link to send to a friend maybe in an email or in an iMessage or text. If you make this design public, it shows up in your public gallery on Canva. I'm going to turn it off though because I'm not satisfied with this design yet. That's really all you need to know about the Canva design tools, and I hope you're starting to see how incredibly powerful this design interface is and all that you'll be able to do with it.